And welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show today. So I have to tell you, I'm a little cranky right now and tired, but we're doing the show anyway because that's just how I fly. So tonight, all right, I'm not muted, so we're good so far. So tonight's topic is, I'm titling it "An Empath in Love," what it's like to be an empath in love. And so I'm going to start, we've talked about empaths before. I'm going to kind of delve into the narcissist, being in a relationship with a narcissist very briefly at the end. But I just want to review some information and then go from there. And so as human beings, we are able to send, receive, and process information from the world around us. And we don't think about it, but every minute of every day, we are broadcasting our thoughts and emotions out into the world that anybody can pick up. At the same time, we can also receive the thoughts and emotions from other people in our body. So it's kind of like a television station that sends out a signal, and with the specially designed equipment, your TV, you can receive that information. And so that is how we all do that from a more technical perspective. But it's something that we've all experienced. I know that we've all had the experience where we've been around someone and we just got like bad vibes from them or just felt uncomfortable. And we tend to acknowledge and validate the bad vibes that we get from people more than the good sensations, because the good sensations feel good. And we don't, necessarily attribute them to someone else. And when you're talking about an empath, they receive this information easier. And not necessarily a thought or an image, like I'm a clairvoyant, and so I tend to receive images. But an empath receives it as a feeling, as a bodily sensation. And because that information is received in the second chakra, which is lower in the body, it's not as near our intellectual processing areas in the body. And so we just receive it and we don't necessarily think about it. But here are a couple examples. If you're around, especially if you're an empath, and I'm sure you've had these experiences, if you're around happy people, you're happy. You go into resonance with them and you feel happy. The same thing, if you're around sad people, you'll go into resonance with them and you'll feel sad. And it doesn't mean that something happened that you were in a good mood and or what happens is like you're in a good mood and you go do something and you interact with someone and now you're in a bad mood, even though they didn't do anything or nothing untoward happened, but now you just don't feel good anymore. And so this happens to everyone, with our interactions with other people, as well as in situations, in locations that we go to, because everything has energy. And again, the empath receives that information easier. And we can't help it. It's natural to who we are and how we operate. The key, and I'm going to talk about this, but then move on. The key to separating out, we've talked about this on the show before, is raising your awareness. Is it me? And I've told this story. During COVID, I walked around with all of this fear And I would stop because the reality was I really wasn't afraid. I had food, I had toilet paper, I was taking extra supplements. I was doing all the things that I needed to do. And I knew for certain that if I did get COVID, I would get sick, but I would be fine, that I wouldn't end up in the hospital and I wasn't going to die. And to me, that was the bottom line. But there was so much fear energy being projected by people on the planet that we were all resonating in that energy, increasing the amplification. And so, even though intellectually you knew you weren't afraid, there was still this part of you that was afraid. And it's interesting because since COVID, the worst part of COVID that was going on, that discomfort, that disquiet really hasn't gone away. But if you sit there and kind of feel into what's going on the planet, not just in the United States, but in different countries, there's stuff going on and it makes it so that you just can't relax because it's different and there's just this, kind of fear base going on. Uh, so let's talk about empaths in relationship. So an empath can feel energy. They can feel emotions, the other person's emotions. And so if the person that you're with is sending out this emotional energy of that they're lovey-dovey for you, that they're interested, um, because that is what they're projecting, this overwhelming desire to be with you. And that's what they're projecting. That is what you are going to receive. But you might think that is how you feel for them. And hopefully all of it is good. And whoever this person is, that's all lovey-dovey and interested in projecting all of this great energy, stays this loving person that stays interested in you, and that lasts for eternity, forever, till death do us part. But when you're with a narc, it ends up being somewhat different. Uh, so a narc starts out by putting out these great vibes. They're interested in you. They want to be with you. They're your soulmate. And I am going to say, in their on their behalf, that um, they don't emit these emotions falsely. That is what they're feeling. That is what they're experiencing in their inner world. They might think you're sexy, or you have this great personality or whatever. But people that are narcissistic tend to be very transactional. And so even though they're emitting these feelings that if you ask them, they would say they were true, somewhere in their mind, they have these alternative motives that many times I doubt they could even admit to themselves, at least up front or ever. They might be attracted to you because you have money or something that they want, or you might boost their self-esteem. Sorry. And so, it makes you wonder, what did they get from you? But the emotions that you receive from them are very intense and very specific, and they often leave you feeling great on the inside. But as they get to know you, your shine starts to wear off, and their true nature starts to come through. And you get to see what their motives are or who they really are when they're not projecting their ideal, because this is in their mind. It's like they put you on a pedestal and they put out this ideal of what a relationship is or who you should be. And when you don't live up to their picture of who you're supposed to be, that's when their true nature starts to come through. Um, And for an empath, this can leave them very confused. The narcissist might withdraw their energy, or they might not want to talk to you, or they might be mean, or they might do all of these things. And it leaves them confused, um, with this kind of belief or cognitive dissonance that says, but I thought you loved me. And it's at this point in time, and I'm going to end this here. It's at this point in time that the trauma bonding cycle, the cycle of walking away and coming back and having your hormones messed with begins. That is, unless you honor yourself, honor your feelings, and leave the relationship. The dynamics in a relationship with a narcissist, especially with an empath, because they are so sensitive, because they might be being really nice to you, and then you make some joke that they find slightly offensive, and they withdraw. So your energies are all mingling together, and you make a joke. I mean, it was meant to be funny, and they pull their energy back, and you are just left there hanging, which can be emotionally and energetically devastating. If it happens once, shame on you. If it happens twice, shame on me. And so taking those things into account are really important if you want to be in a healthy relationship with anybody. But especially the empath, they really have to pay attention to their feelings and what, on a more cognitive level, pay attention mentally to the warning signs. Don't pay attention to the emotions, because you can kind of get sabotaged with what is being projected and you are receiving, that can overrun the true nature of your feelings. So I hope that makes sense. I am going to, if anybody has questions, I covered a lot of material in a very short time. So if you have any questions about what I talked about, please do post them in the comment thing. And again, if you are wanting to communicate with me, whether you want to get a reading, whether you want to say something to me directly or want me to say it on air, please do type that in all caps so I can recognize that it's a comment directed to me. So as always, if you would like to schedule a private consultation, please visit my website, soulhealer.com, soulhealer.com. You can find out all the products and services I offer. Plus there's like a bunch of articles and videos. It would keep you busy for a while. While you're there, please don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. And also in the show notes below, it has a link of my different social media contacts, like Facebook and Rumble and BitChute. And if you could follow, subscribe, whatever the thing you do in that platform is, I would really appreciate it, even if you never go there again, but I would really appreciate it to see those numbers increase. So do it. Okay. If you are seeing this video on one of the channels that I upload to, that it is not live, if you want to join the live conversation, please go to my YouTube channel. It's Just Energy Radio on YouTube. That's 3 words, Just Energy Radio. Like and subscribe to the channel. And on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central, click the live button and it will let you into the video, but also into the chat area. Okay, so I'm looking and I'm seeing there's already 1 million comments. And so I'm just going to kind of start at the top. For anybody that's new here, if you would like a reading, just type in, I would like a reading in all caps and in number 1 through 3. And as I see people asking for readings, I will read them and then say hi as I move along. Okay. Yes. Okay. So RLCC says, hi, Dr. Rita. It's very hot. Hope you're staying cool. You're very cool to begin with. Thank you, RLCC. So Marco typed this in before the show even started and before he even saw my hair. But thank you, Marco. Donis Long says, Hello, Dr. Rita, first time attending. Hi, Donis. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to hanging out with everyone. Well, I'm so glad that you came. Hi, Amy. Hi, Austin. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Christine. Okay, Austin's the first one out of the chute. He would like a reading number 3. Okay, so I just kind of like looked down a little bit. So Donald, and I'm not going to click on it yet. You made the comment about being a spousal scapegoat, and I've never heard that comment. So if you could clarify what that is, I would really appreciate it. I mean, I guess I could go look it up online, but that would be great. All right, Austin. Okay, so here's your card for today. So Austin, I'm kind of feeling like today was a good day. I feel like there's something that's shifted inside of you, like you were finally able to let something go, to move forward, to see kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know, your energy feels really good. So I'm not sure what you did, but whatever you did, it was good. So keep up the good work. And ask the universe to give you insights into how to stay in this energy, how to hold this space within yourself, because I feel like this is where you want to be. So we can tell you all kinds of stuff to do, but really it's you working with your higher self that's going to give you the specific insights that you need to do for you. Okay? All right. All right. So Christine says, I would like a reading number 3. Okay, Christine. Oh, and so like for those of you that have been following my like house project progress, I was so excited today. I actually laid my last piece of tape in the house. So everything is taped. Now I just have to finish some stuff out, but very exciting for me. Very exciting. I had to take a picture. Okay, so Christine, this is your card for today. Okay, so Christine, kind of unlike Austin, I'm feeling like today was a little bit challenging for you. I feel like you're more used to having and experiencing, and I'm going to say freedom, but I feel like your energy is kind of pulled back. And what I find the most interesting is that it's making you feel uncomfortable. But when we're left to feel uncomfortable, when things aren't working out the way we want them to, those tend to be the best times to use for a learning experience. Maybe not like right in this moment, but, in a little bit of time, tomorrow, later today, to find out what you needed to learn so that you don't have to go here anymore. Because I feel like you've raised your awareness enough to know that you don't want to go there, but I'm feeling like there's some lost disconnect of what actually got you there. And just breathe. It will pass. It will pass. Okay. All right. So Donis, I asked, so I'm going to scroll down to see if you responded. Okay, so Donis did not respond. Spousal scapegoat. Hang on a second. That's interesting. So I'm seeing scapegoat, which I know what that is, but I'm not seeing spousal scapegoat definition. Okay, you know, they have totally changed stuff on the internet and they sit there. It drives me crazy. They give you suggestions. People might ask about this, and then you click on it, it doesn't give you any of the answers. So this was Donis's question. I would like to hear your thoughts about the idea of being a spousal scapegoat in an occult bloodline that a person married into. How would one get free from being this after divorce? I mean, my first thought is to put as much distance between you and them as possible. Um, I would need more information, Donis, you know, to do a reading. You know, it might be something that you want to contact me directly. I'm not sure, again, what that totally is. And I feel like it would take more than 5 minutes for me to wrap my mind around all of the different factors that could possibly be going on with that. Okay. All right. Hey, Penny. So every other Wednesday night, I appear on the Awaken Nation with Penny Shepherd and David Zukoff. Man, I am just like fried. And I'm on at 9:30 on Rumble on David Zukoff's channel with Penny. So cool. Hey, Ziggy, would like a reading number one. Okay, Ziggy, number one. All right, Ziggy, that's your card for today. So, Ziggy, I'm feeling like today was a day of good fortune. You know, so whether it was you completed something and feel good about it, but I'm just feeling like something happened that left you feeling good and I'm going to say enriched you, not necessarily financially, although that could be it as well. And I feel like that the good feeling comes on the heels of moving something else out, moving somebody else out that just kind of had like bad juju. And I just feel like it was a good day, you know, a good healing day for you. So anyone that I've done a reading for, or I will be doing a reading for, if you could give me some feedback, I would really appreciate that. Okay, so Yvonne wants a reading number 3. Okay, and Yvonne, that's your card for today. Okay, interesting. So Yvonne, I get the impression that you've been like eliciting comments, suggestions, things like that from other people. I mean, I just feel like there's other people around you kind of giving them your 2 cents and you're taking that energy in and I want to make sure that you separate yourself from that energy so that you can make your decision for yourself, picking the one that feels good and feels right to you and not based on what somebody else thinks you should be doing, regardless how often they say it or regardless of how forceful they say it. So don't allow your energy to get lost in this whole thing. And I'm sure that makes sense because that came through pretty clear. Okay. And Ziggy says, you're the best. Thanks, Ziggy. And Amy said she would like a reading today, number 2. All right. All right, Amy, and this is your card for today. Amy, take a breath. It's like you're up here and you're not here. So stop, take a breath, recenter, and then move forward again. I feel like you're moving on mental, emotional energy, but like mental, not good emotional energy versus heart centered energy. So again, stop, breathe, and then move forward, with the key of you recentering yourself. Okay. All right. Hi, Denise. And then Yvonne said, that is so true about the COVID era. But what's interesting is even though it's gotten better, it's never gone back. I feel like people have been on edge ever since. And I'm not really feeling like there's an end particularly in sight. I am so looking forward for an end coming into sight, but I'm not, I want to say I'm not feeling it, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready for things to not be freaking crazy every single minute. So Donna says, I ordered your book on this subject today. Oh, well, cool. Thank you. And so C, Shepherd Entertainment Endeavors. So I'm not sure if that's Penny. Hi. Okay. See, but I did figure it out. Wait, I must be psychic. Oh, that must be Penny. Okay. So Penny, aka C, says she needs a boyfriend. So how many ladies in here are part of the Dumb Girl Club? Maybe you can give her some guidance and insights about the Dumb Girl Club. So Penny, I'm not even going to pull a card for that. Need is not a good word to use when talking about boyfriends because it just lets you accept whatever, because your needs tend to overrule your higher level thinking. And I don't mean yours, but yours. And it's interesting, Penny, because when I look at your energy, it's like you're saying you need a boyfriend. But when I look at you, it's kind of like, but you really don't have the energy to deal with it. And if they did any little thing that kind of pissed you off or seemed like in the remotest way harmful to you, they would be so out of here. So out of here. Just saying. Okay. Unar, the name that I never can say right. Oh, wait, there's a lot of them in here. You're just one of the special ones. Would like a reading number 2. Okay, so Unar, here's your card. So Unar, I'm just feeling like there's stuff going on around you. I'm not feeling like this is your energy, but stuff that's going on around you. And I'll say it this way, that you're not necessarily in agreement with. I'm feeling like you're feeling a little bit trapped by the whole situation, or you're unsure what to do, where to go, how to address it. So the word I like to use is purgatory, You can put the people, the situation in purgatory. You can put them over there, even though you might be interacting with the situation or the people, but you have your energy pulled back so that the interface is minimal, and you move from really interfacing to moving into observer mode, so you can get more clarity as to what's going on. Is this a temporary thing? Is this really how it is? And get a better feel for what's happening so that you can make a more sound and grounded decision about your next steps in this. We're never trapped. Usually it's we don't like the choice that we have. You can stay or you can go, but if going means you have to go move in with your parents, or you have to go find a different job, or whatever that is, a lot of times people will stay trapped because they feel like they don't have a choice. But we always have a choice. We just maybe don't like the other choice. But what often happens is that if you take the potentially unpleasant choice, we always end up feeling better inside because we've taken more control over ourselves and our lives. Okay, so Donis is new here, which I knew that, and would like a reading. Okay. And since you didn't give a number, I'm going to do a 3. Okay. And this is the card that came up for you. So I'm going to speak to your comment before. I feel like one of the things that's going on is that it's like you're in this intricate web, and every place you turn, there's another spot to get stuck to. It's interesting, what keeps coming up, which probably isn't like a doable thing, but it might be, I don't know, is to like go into a witness protection program. I mean, do something to just totally move you out of that situation so that they can't get at you, that you basically disappear yourself. Because they'll always find some way and some angle and to kind of slide their energy in, whether directly from them or through their flying monkeys. And so I feel like you'll never really be free unless you completely move out of that whole situation. Again, I was talking about choices. Some are easy, some of them not that easy. And this would be kind of a not that easy choice or a more complicated choice, but I feel like you would be happier. Okay, so RLCC would like a reading number 3, please. And Mike, you of course can have a reading. Give me a number 1 through 3, and that's how many times I will shuffle for you. RLCC, it's a mass card for you, and a not super great card behind that, but this is a good one. Okay, so this is the card I'm going to read that's behind the yuck here. So RLCC, a very interesting energy from you today. I mean, I feel like you're really out of your body. In a kind of disassociated place. It's almost like you could turn around and look at yourself and go, how did I get here? I'm sensing, like that you're having bad brain. Um, and I'm going to make the assumption that, you're kind of triggered right now. Um, my best advice and what this card is saying to me to say to you is to do things to nurture yourself, do things to be extra nice to yourself. Sitting there and beating yourself up because you're triggered and you're, having a bad day and whatever is not helping. And I'm feeling like, breathing and grounding and doing these things that require a certain level of effort are also not working. And that happens, it happens to all of us. And so what I'm feeling is just be nice to yourself, just love yourself, just allow yourself to be in this energy right now, because it will pass. And don't have judgment about it, because a lot of the times it's the judgment that we have over where we're at that keeps it trapped in place. I hope that helps. Go to Starbucks, get a coffee, something, take a bath, whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel nurtured on the inside. Oops. Oopsie. All right, so I'm going to see if Mike put a thing. 2.5. You shouldn't do stuff like that with me, Mike. Okay, Mike would like a reading. He would like 2.5. All right, let's see what I can do with that. All right, so I only did half the deck on the sword. I'm putting them to the side. Now I'm cutting from this bottom half. All right, 2.5. That's your card. So, Mike, did you have a realization, like, the feeling that I'm getting is that, like, you were played, like you were made fool of, not in like a direct way, but in this whole thing unwound, and now you're like, holy crap, that's better. I feel like a fool. And it happens. I have to say, there's a lot of yucky people out there these days. And I don't understand it. People used to be nice and people used to be good. And I don't know. I mean, there's still nice and good people out there, but those yucky people sure have been getting a very loud voice. And it's, I don't like it. So, and if that's what happened, then you need to just look at them and what they bring to the table, because I don't feel like you did anything other than try to be yourself and be authentic. And again, you were taken advantage of or made to look like a fool. So, okay. Okay, so Christine says, thank you. That reading was very accurate as always. You're welcome, Christine. Donna says, this is similar to a child scapegoat in a family. It's bloodlines. Donna says, I will write you personally. Thank you so much. Donna, and that would be great. Go to my webpage here. Hang on a second. soulhealer.com. And drop me an email using the contact page, which is the best way to reach out to me. All right, so let's see. I lost my spot. Oh yeah, there's Honest. Okay, yeah, we can get into a whole lot more details, and I like to get people's names and and unwind and unsort everything that's going on. Okay, so Antonella. Hi, Antonella. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And welcome to Thursday Night Live. It's wonderful to have you here. And Yvonne said, thanks, Rita. I'm on a weird trajectory. No one has any idea what I should be doing next. Okay, so Yvonne, and that's okay, but don't allow their confusion and their doubt, now that I hear that, to get in your space. So change the question. The question should be, what should I be doing now? What should I be doing next? What should I be doing tomorrow? What's my next step? And take this unknown giant entity and allow spirit to give you little breadcrumbs and move you forward. And sometimes you'll find that you get weird stuff that you need to do. And it might be like, hey, call this person, or whatever. But sometimes they just cut us off, and where we usually have a clear vision of what we're supposed to be doing. It's kind of like, yeah, And so the breadcrumb thing, what should I be doing now? What should I be doing next? And allow these little steps to guide you and steer you, because it sounds like you might be learning a new skill, how to listen to that inner wisdom to move you forward based on your own energy. So, yay? Yay. Okay, so Linda, hi Linda. Okay. And she would like a reading number 2. Okay, and this is your card for today, Linda. So this is kind of weird, Linda, but I'm getting the impression that there's this communication that is supposed to happen, or you are wanting to have happen. But sorry, I'm getting a lozenge, but I can't see them. There they go. But there's hesitancy in you of stepping forward and owning that space. Like, if I do this, some terrible thing's going to happen, which is your fear. But my thought is that this thought, this desire, uncomfortable as it has been coming up for a while now. And so in order for it to not come up anymore and to just go away into the background, is to just freaking do it. And even though it might suck, it will take it out of your plate, because spirit nags, and it will nag us with the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until we do it. And I feel like what they're wanting you to do is a spirit driven thing. Okay. Amy says, spot on, and it makes me feel extremely tired all the time. Great advice. You are so welcome, Amy. All right, did that. Okay, so Mike says, seems like I can't see the chat or be seen. No, Mike, there's just a long line of people ahead. So, okay, so Unar says, thank you. That was helpful. By the way, my name is Icelandic. Nobody except Icelanders can pronounce it correctly. Say it the way you want without embarrassment. Okay, so I watched, and it was Ragnarok. It was a fairly new series that was somewhere, I don't know, it was dubbed. And so one of the characters' name was Unar. So is that how you pronounce it? Because if it is, then like, woo-hoo, hoo-hoo for me. So Donna says, I've used the term universal protection program. You are so spot on. A ridiculous web. Thank you. You are so welcome. Gary. Hey, Gary. I would like a reading too. Okay, so you didn't give me a number. And so I'm feeling a number 1. Normally I do a 3, but you're just going to get a 1. Oh no, Gary, you got a mass card. So a mass card indicates that there's an energy you don't want to look at, where your energy is stuck, that there's some kind of resistance in your space. And I normally will draw cards until I feel like the energy shifted, the energy's cleared. But you got a yucky card, then you got this good card, which is interesting because, and I forget who was that got the other mass card, they had the same card that came up. Okay, so Gary. Okay, so Gary, I feel like there's stuff going on around you that makes you just want to bang your head against a wall. Now, my house is brick, like literally solid brick. So if you want to come over and bang your head against my brick wall, you will not damage them. They feel really good. Doink, doink. It's especially good for the extra super hard-headed people. And what I want to share with you is that there is this part of you that is trying to fix something that's not your problem. And that's why you really want to bang your head against the wall. And so maybe it's time to just release control and allow whoever's issue this actually is for them to deal with their own stuff, because they're not. And it's not your responsibility to ensure that they're doing what they need to do. They just have dumped it on you and you have picked it up and are kind of running with it. But you can't fix it. You can't solve it. You can't resolve it, which is why you have this card and that there's nothing moving forward. Hope that makes sense. Investor Poof did to say hi, and Poof's have to go to bed. Love you, Rita. And I promise I'm not... Okay, everybody, she's not topless. That's good to know. That's a little scary. Okay. Antonella, I'm looking at the time. Okay. I would like a reading number 3. Okay. All right. And that's your card for today. You know, Antonella, this is interesting. I feel like your body really wants to be in alignment and be in flow. And you have moments when you are where it's almost this very euphoric experience for you, but it kind of scares you, which, okay. But it's okay. You won't be stuck there. All right, this is weird. You know, they tell me weird stuff. You know, so, and I'm going to make the assumption that you meditate or do something like that, you know, or maybe you're astral traveling. I don't know, but I'm just feeling this very high vibration state that you'll go into periodically. And so what they're suggesting, and, you know, people have used this for other stuff, is to take a rubber band and put it around your wrist when you're meditating or when you're having this stuff go on. And when you're feeling like you're getting, and I'm going to say too high, pull the rubber band and have it tap your arm, and it will help bring you back down to earth. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Yvonne says, beautiful, best advice. So Unar, I'm not really answering questions. I did see your question. And I know you did put it all capped. All right, I'll go back. All right, hang on. If I can find it. Okay, so I mean, what you're asking for, do I have a guardian angel? If so, how can I communicate? Who are they? I mean, that's something that I would do in a private consultation. So if you want to schedule a time with me, we can do that. Okay? Okay. All right, Jan. Hi, Jan. Number 3. Ooh. Okay, Jan, that's the card that came up for you. Um, okay, interesting. So I get the impression that there is a lot of, and I'm going to say like drama going on around you. You know, people want to point their finger at you, or I don't know. I just feel like there's all of this, and I'm going to say negative stuff, some of it being directed towards you. And this is the coolest thing. What you're showing me is that you have been holding your space and you're allowing them to have their energy, but you're not allowing yourself to be sucked into their vibration. You know, at the beginning of the show, I was talking about going into resonance with other people. And, you know, when we're holding our space and there's other people acting out and being weird, it gives us the opportunity to, you know, if we don't go into resonance with them, we can stay in our higher vibrating space and kind of watch the show and maybe, you know, get some popcorn and laugh. Because sometimes when you move into that observer mode, it can be kind of fun or interesting and educational. So good job, Jan. All right. All right. So Linda says, if I could read it, you hit the nail. I'm expecting an apology, hoping to make peace with my ex-boyfriend. Great, Linda. That sounds wonderful. And then Gary says, thank you for the reading. You were spot on. And Antonella says, Rita, thank you so much. You were spot on. I used to use the rubber band technique. No way. Get out of town. But, oh, yeah, I knew that. It's because I'm psychic and I know stuff like that. Anyway, so as you can see, I kind of know what I'm doing. So if there's stuff going on in your life and you need insights into what's going on, you know, deeper information than really what I'm covering. I mean, these are just general readings, and you can come to a session with all of your questions, and I will make sure that your questions get answered, even if my answer is, I don't know, because it's an area that I really don't cover, like dead people. Don't do that. Anyway, but you can do that by going to my webpage, soulhealer.com, and dropping me an email. Again, sign up for my newsletter while you're there. Like, subscribe, whatever to my different social media things. You can find me every Thursday night on YouTube at Just Energy Radio. And so until next time, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Be blessed.